Hello guys. Today we will continue about the optimization in OSPF. Just as the previous video I showed you, we set and we talked about the stop and NSSA. Just some things that is interest. I think that it's better you know about it. If we check it, show run section router OSPF. We set it the NSSA no summary. It means totally NSSA. So if I go and start to get a show IP route, as you remember, we can watch the ASPRs that from here bring the routes inside this area shows by N2. Okay, because of the totally NSSA or NSSA. When we do it, it shows convert E2 to N2, LSA type 5 to LSA type 7. Just don't forget it. Here, as we run this NSSA, it shows all these icons of redistribution of ASPR in N2. But when this route goes through of R3 or R2 or any ABR that we connect to the other area, N2 will be converted again in LSA type 5. It shows by E2. For example, if we check it 10.10.10 or 192.168.110, in R2, in other area, if I get a show IP route, you can see by E2. Okay, I told that it's better just remind you about it. Okay, let's continue. We talk about the LSA, how remove the LSA type summarization, prefix suppression, in stop and NSSA about the type 3 and 2, type 3, and how can remove the type 3. Now we want to talk about type 2. If you remember, if I get a show IP OSPF neighbor, you can see here shows the routers that we are not now talking about area 22, just want to talk in the area 1. So router 1, router 3, it shows BDR, DR, and if I go in show IP OSPF database, we can here in area 1 watch the type LSA type 1, the routers 1, 2, 3 that work here. The DR routers R2 and R3 are DR, and BDR it will not show in LSA type 2, and LSA type 3 because of NSSA just set a default gateway. You can see, sorry, this is area 22, we are talking about area 1. So LSA type 3 remove just a default gateway set here, and instead of type 5 we have type 7. Okay, and it shows the ASPR here, router 1. Now the network engineers want to reduce the data, and if you think it's not important, honestly, which router is DR, which router is BDR, and LSA type 2 is not very important for us, in fact. So we can do it by the command. I can go in router 2. Here the interfaces of F00, FS1/0, both of them in OSPF, here 2 interface and here 2 interface. So I am going in the configuration in interface range F0/0, F1/0. Okay, then I use a command IPOSPF network point to point. By this way, I will remove the DR and BDR election. If you want to know more about it, if you check it in Google, just write PPP and about the WAN HTLC. It is WAN protection, also, sorry, WAN connection HTLC. You can just read about it. It is about the point to point and multi-point. It's something that in DMVPN we will use it. So we start to simulate like a serial port, which says that this in this interface act like a point to point. Now I must go and set in R1 and R3 also. So I enable, I go in conft router OSPF 1. Oh, sorry, I needed to go in interfaces range. Okay, fast 3/0 and fast 0/0. Okay, then IP OSPF network point to point. Okay, now I am going in router 3 and okay, and IP OSPF network point to point. Now let's see. Before, when we get the show IP OSPF neighbor, just ignore this router. This is in the other area 22. We are talking the area 1. It's just about the 1 and 3. Before we get the show IP OSPF neighbor, you saw shows the full and DRVDR. So now let's do it and get again this show IP OSPF neighbor. You can see we have now the connection. It shows the state is full. So the OSPF working, but there is no DR, VDR. So we remove the DR and VDR. It means LSA type 2. If I go now in a show IP OSPF database, you can see here we have router link LSA type 1, and then there is no LSA type 2. It is just the default gateway that's set because of NSSA and type 7. If we go, for example, here, we didn't set the interfaces point to point. If I go here, show IP OSPF database, you can see type 2 netlink state here because we didn't set network point to point. But in area 1, we set it and we remove the LSA type 2 by this way. If you go, for example, in R3 also, you get a show IP OSPF, show IP OSPF neighbor. This, this is for 12. We are talking about area 1. So 1 and 2, you can't see any DR and BDR. By this way, we can remove LSA type 2 and reduce the database of the LSDB in OSPF, and the performance of the routers will go higher. I hope you enjoy. Please watch all the videos. It's more than 10 minutes in YouTube, my YouTube link, and have a nice day.